Do you believe there's a power higher than people?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot we don't know. We don't know why does reality exist? Where did it come from? Where are the aliens?
Elon Musk is seated calmly during an interview. The room is quiet, filled with soft lighting. The interviewer, looking at him with genuine curiosity, asks, "Do you believe in God?" Elon pauses. The question doesn't seem to throw him off, but it's one he doesn't answer often. A long moment of silence passes before he speaks. "There has to be a creator," he says without hesitation. "When you look at the complexity of the universe, it can't all be chance." This isn't the usual Elon Musk, talking about technology, rockets, or artificial intelligence. It's a more human side of him emerging. Here, we hear a man who's not only a tech genius and billionaire, but someone who feels that deep, universal pull. A feeling that there's something higher, something beyond the stars he strives to reach. This moment catches many by surprise. Elon Musk, a man so intertwined with logic and reason, is talking about faith. Not in a church-going sense, but in a personal, almost philosophical sense. He's not one to follow religious practices strictly. He doesn't pray every day. He doesn't go to church. Yet, there's an undeniable acknowledgement of a higher power. He respects the wisdom of faith, especially its teachings of goodness. In another interview, he casually joked, "If Jesus is saving people, I won't stand in his way." This open-mindedness is a core part of Musk's character, a man driven by logic, but still willing to acknowledge that there's more to the world than what science can explain.
Do you pray?
I don't. I didn't even pray when I almost died of malaria.
Wow, that's really not praying.
Right?
You put your money where your bug spray was.
Yeah.
Elon has often described himself as a cultural Christian. He believes in kindness, in doing good. He believes that faith can give people a moral compass, guiding them toward being better, more thoughtful, and compassionate individuals. Musk doesn't strictly follow any religion, but he has a deep respect for what faith can bring to humanity. He's also clear that he doesn't reject the idea of a creator. Even with all his focus on building the future, on reaching beyond Earth's boundaries, Musk doesn't dismiss the idea of a higher power. Instead, he simply approaches it in his own way. But even with all his success in technology, Elon's mind constantly looks up at the stars. He dreams of Mars. He builds rockets. He envisions a future for humanity beyond Earth. Still, there's a quiet hum in his thoughts, a deeper question that keeps coming back. Why are we here? What's the purpose of life? What created this incredible universe? Elon once said something that stopped people in their tracks. We might be living in a simulation, in a world dominated by hard science. This thought was wild, even for him. What if everything we know is simply a highly advanced simulation? A system designed to make us believe this is reality. What if the universe is the answer? He mused, and we just haven't figured out the right question yet. This blend of scientific curiosity and philosophical wonder is what led him to one particular moment in time, a moment that would change how he viewed the universe forever. At an international conference in Dubai, Elon was attending a summit about the future of humanity. Before the conference began, a Quranic recitation filled the hall. Elon stood, as did the others, and listened. The words were in Arabic, a language he didn't fully understand, but their weight and beauty were undeniable. Then came a verse that would forever be etched in his memory. O assembly of jinn and mankind, if you can pass beyond the regions of the heavens and the earth, then pass, but you will never pass except by God's permission. For a man who had spent decades building rockets, dreaming of a future where humans live on Mars, this verse felt like a personal message. His life's work was dedicated to pushing humanity beyond the sky, yet the Quran spoke of this long before him, telling him that no one could go beyond the heavens unless granted permission by God. Elon's heart skipped a beat. He froze. He turned to the translator, whispering urgently, "What did that say?" Translator gently responded, "It says that you can't pass beyond the heavens unless God allows you." In that moment, it all came rushing to him. He had spent his life, his energy, his resources on trying to break boundaries. But here, in the words of an ancient scripture, he was reminded that no matter how far he traveled, there was always something greater, something beyond him. He whispered under his breath, "I'm shocked."
But do you believe in like a god or like a higher power?
Well, something created the universe. Whatever caused the universe to come to be is God, or as a philosophy I think makes sense, is to go out there and to expand consciousness so that we're better able to answer the questions of like, what is the meaning of life? What is the nature of the universe? What are even the right questions to ask? And if we can expand consciousness, more humans and more digital intelligence, then our opportunity to understand the meaning of life is that much greater.
Elon Musk once said, "The universe operates on laws. Physics, gravity, time. It's all mathematical. It feels like something designed it." And now, as he sat listening to the Quran, he realized how much these words aligned with his own beliefs about the universe. The verses spoke to him not just as a scientist, but as a human. The verse continued, "The sun and the moon move by precise calculation." Elon smiled softly. He knew this truth well. The sun and moon's paths were predictable. Science had proven it. Yet here was a 1400-year-old text speaking the same truth. He felt a deep connection between the Quran's timeless wisdom and the modern knowledge he spent his life trying to understand. Then, another verse caught his attention. "So, which of the favors of your Lord will you deny?" it repeated, again and again. After every sign, after every blessing, the Quran asks the same question. And this question hit Elon harder than any space mission ever had. Which of God's favors will you deny? He thought of his success with Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, the people who believed in him, the breakthroughs he'd seen, the technology he had helped build. He thought of the life he was living, and he realized that despite all his achievements, there were so many blessings he had taken for granted. The verse continued, and with it, more revelations came. He released the two seas, meeting side by side. Between them is a barrier they do not cross. He recalled the scientific concept he had studied about how saltwater and freshwater meet, but don't mix immediately. He felt a rush of awe, a moment when modern science connected with the wisdom of the Quran. Another verse struck him. When the sky is torn apart, it will become red like a rose. He remembered a photograph of a dying star taken by the Hubble Space Telescope, a giant nebula shaped like a red rose, glowing brightly against the backdrop of space. He felt a chill run down his spine. The Quran had described it hundreds of years ago, long before humans could even imagine such a thing. Every verse, every line in Surah Rahman felt like a perfect match for his own journey. Space, science, the universe, everything felt connected in a way he had never expected. When Elon finished reading the surah, he sat quietly in his room. He looked out the window at the night sky, the same sky the Quran had spoken about, the same stars that had fascinated him for years. For the first time in his life, Elon Musk felt a deep sense of peace. He wasn't just the CEO of SpaceX or Tesla anymore. He was a man, deeply humbled by the vastness of the universe and the mysterious creator who held it all together. As he gazed up at the stars, he whispered again, "I'm shocked." But this time, it wasn't just about his mission to Mars or rockets or AI. This time, it was about something much bigger. It was about his place in the universe and the profound realization that there is a higher purpose guiding us all.